I'm Danny, and this is the Scream Princess podcast. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the Scream Princess podcast. And I have got a really exciting guest for you today. We've got Scream Queen, presenter, actress, model, journalist, cult movie actress, actually, Emily Booth. How are you?
Oh, Danny, that was I'm blushing.
They came
Um,
out all in the wrong order. I had it written down and I didn't want to read it. I wanted just to say it and it went wrong, but
no, you're a pro.
you're all of those things.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here. Haven't done a podcast for a while, and I know we've been talking about doing something.
Mm,
So yeah, I'm really happy to chat with you about whatever you want, really.
amazing. So when I first started doing this, it was the beginning of January, and the first few guests I had, I knew quite well, so I didn't do any notes and I completely winged it. And then I realized actually I should probably have some notes. So I do have notes today, but I have a feeling we're not going to need them very much. I feel like it's just going to be a bit of a party. And I'm glad I've got you on actually at this time of year because it's October, it's kind of coming up to Halloween. And I don't usually have drinks on the podcast, mainly because I'll forget what I'm talking about. I think I've only ever had drinks once, and that's when I was at Romford HorrorCon and I was recording them there. But you said you had wine, so I went and
I
got some
did.
Prosecco because
Well, everyone knows that. Oh, mine's got a fly in it. Oh,
oh
typical.
no! Well, that's horrifying in itself.
Yeah, there's always a bit of the reality behind the glamour. Yeah,
Yeah.
fly my wine.
Yeah, but
Uh,
before we started, I
it's,
was just cleaning litter trays. So,
oh,
I've
you're
gone
a
through,
cat girl. So I've
yeah,
got a little cat. She's here somewhere. I'll go and get her. My fans all know my little pussycat, Mimi,
oh,
but she's a
Mimi.
stupid cat. But at least I am doing. I believe that means Castle of the Devil,
Oh,
if you
does
know
it?
Spanish.
Aha.
Casillero del Diablo.
Well, I've just got little Prosecco, but
Well, you
cheers.
that's a good one, I hear. Cheers, my
They all
lovely.
taste the same to me. It's fizzy and it works.
It looks good.
Mm.
You're rocking a very good Halloween look.
Fizzy and dry. I
I'm
can't, I
sort
hate.
of doing something horror.
What? Oh, you've
It's
got skulls
I've got
on.
skulls. It's like a sort of summer t-shirt for goths because it's
Yeah,
yellow and sunny, but there's some
yeah.
skulls on it, so
And
that's
it's
good.
still not that cold outside yet. It's
I
still,
know, not yet.
it's kind of early autumn, isn't it? So it's not quite, it's not a feeling that Halloweeny, but I
I
like
know,
to
I
kind of,
love autumn as well. I
yeah.
love it. I'm like, come on, kick in. Just be autumn. Just,
Yeah. Well, I
you
read
know.
something yesterday and it was like you don't have that many Octobers in your life. And like I've probably had half of my Octobers that I'm going to have in my life. So you should make the most of spooky season and go all
Definitely.
out. So I was like, right, I'm digging out my October wardrobe. And I don't know if this looks red on screen. It's actually like a really dark orange.
It,
And I got my nails done yesterday, so I've got like Halloweeny nails.
oh, good
Um,
girl.
I don't usually have them this pointy, so I feel like I'm gonna keep like poking holes in things, but it's the
That's all right.
Halloween.
Claws. You've got your claws, claws
Yeah,
and jaws.
it's my favorite time of the year.
Yay.
So I think we met,
Oh,
like we're gonna go back, and
we
it must
have
have
met,
been,
and
we
we've
have
worked
met,
together, haven't
we
we?
have, but it must have been in 2010 because I've got a feeling it was the Gore Zone Celebrity Ghost Hunt, and you were presenting. I
Oh
had
dear.
finished kind of my glamour modeling, and I was at drama school, and they asked me to go on it, and I was like, "Well, you've got to be pretty desperate for celebrities if you're asking me to go on it, because I've literally done nothing other than like mostly the Daily Sport and the Lads mags." But we went to that Ragged School Museum. Can you remember? It was in East London, which I
I
lived in
do.
East London at the time, so I was walkable for me, so it was really handy. And we spent an evening in this old Bernardo's school, which is
Yes, I
very
think,
creepy.
I mean, that was all, Gore Zone was a whole weird era, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
that horror magazine. I think they were sort of doing a horror magazine meets
it was a
magazine
bit
because
like that, wasn't it?
yeah, they had the Gore mates, like they literally like were
Yeah.
copying, like they're
Yeah, I remember because
parodies. And
you had the shoot with the cover with you and a few others. It's Susie Lorraine and a
Susie
couple of other girls.
Lorraine and oh bugger, I'm really bad with names, but
I'm really bad.
oh she's an American and she did a film about dogs, not cooties. Oh, it'll come back to me. Yeah,
I can
it'll come
picture
back to me.
Krista Campbell.
Krista Campbell,
That was
well
it.
done.
Yes.
Yeah, Krista Campbell. So I just did that because I mean, at the end of the day, I like to work, I like to
Mm,
keep busy, and Bryn sort of gave me a lot of work, I suppose, on Gorezone. And then
yeah.
and he had quite high ambitions, big ambitions, that one. And so they had like DVDs that were on the
Mm,
front covers of a lot of the magazines, and I think the Ghost Hunt
I
was
think it was a
ended up on
DVD.
that. But I think he
Yeah.
did want to pitch it to TV. I don't know if he did. But that was a crazy night because we were there till, oh God, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah. I
think
mean,
some
I was
guests
quite
ended up being
local.
stranded.
Well, that was it. Because I remember a couple of the guys were like, "Have you got a spare room?" And I was like, and I lived with my ex at the time, so I was like, I can't, and my flat was like open plan, so I was like, you can't even really sleep on the sofa because,
Yeah,
like it's kind of not appropriate. Otherwise, like I would have let
not
people stay.
really.
But
It
yeah,
was
I mean,
fun.
did you manage to get home? Did they get you a hotel, or did you get stranded?
I can't remember. I actually can't remember. I have no idea because we're going back. That's a long time
It
ago
was a
for
long
me.
time ago. I feel like I must have got an
2020.
Addison Lee. I think it was even before Uber was a thing.
Yep. We're
It's
going
that long
back a
ago.
while.
It was that long ago.
Yeah.
And
But then
then
I
I
saw you
think
recently, didn't I?
I saw you at uh
Dark Side.
well, that was 2 years ago now. Because
Oh,
I
okay.
just moved, yeah, because I didn't go last year. So it was the year before. I think I just moved to the Northeast and I'd come back down to London for Darkfest and we both were there
We
for
were
the
sitting
day.
next to each other having
Yeah,
fun.
having a good old gossip and a catch up after. So
Yeah.
that would have been like, well, over 10 years, I think, since we'd really seen each other. I think there was a Gore Zone Awards, but that was around the same time as the magazine
Yeah.
stuff. But I could
And
see where
it
they were
all,
going with that because kind of fan wise, horror movies, it's like girls half naked screaming and then like the lads mads, it's a similar fan base, or it kind of used to be, I think, especially like from the 90s noughties, because you had that whole like slasher revival and that was the kind of horror films that were being put out there. So I can see where the idea of the magazine came from, and I wish it had done better because it was a good idea. It had a good premise.
yeah, I mean, it was a good idea. And he was quite ambitious with it. I mean, I think
Mm.
he, if I don't want, I'm not going to say anything bad. But yeah, I think it all sort of just
Mm.
went downhill. Let's leave it at that. And I
Yeah,
think, it's this industry, as you know, is quite a small one. And you just,
yeah.
you can't piss anyone off in the industry. It's a small one in the UK.
Mm.
And enough said.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think then you were on maternity like the following year. So I ended up actually doing a little bit of presenting on one of them because you couldn't do it. And
Oh,
then that kind of it sort of disappeared after that. It was like,
yeah. I was going to say I had babies from 2011.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the timeline works then. So that would have been
Oh,
because you were off. And I think we did one in an old like jail or something near that, or it was a pub, but it was next to the Old Bailey. And then there possibly something else. I can't remember now. So
uh,
long ago. So long
yeah. Do you
ago.
like the ghost hunts? Do
Um,
you believe? Are you a believer?
I love the idea of ghosts. Like I love, I grew up being one of those kids that like anything spooky, and I love the idea of it, but I'm yet to have anything that kind of proves their existence. So
Yeah.
I'm open to it, but I feel like everything that's ever happened is kind of, you can find a reason for it. I don't know. But I still
Yeah.
like going on them. Like I think it's still super fun. I love, spooky old buildings and creeping around
They're
in the
really
dark.
fun. I mean, if anything, you get to know about the history of a place,
That's
so
it.
that
Like I
in
love
itself can
history.
be, yeah. And usually with the ghost stories, there often comes like a real story of
Mm,
tragedy or something like that. So all of it's interesting anyway, whether you believe or not. And
yeah.
I don't know. I think I am sort of a believer, but I don't know if it's as sort of, I don't know whether it's something that you're sort of feeling really strongly, and
Mm,
it's you're sort of manifesting something from your mind. I don't know whether it's that. I don't know whether the science will explain it one day. Who knows? I just think that it's
yeah.
I hope it's all real
Yeah,
because
that's it.
and I
Like I
certainly
want it to be real. Like
yeah, don't
I'm
know if
willing to be haunted. I'm like, haunt me. Like something
I'm the
happened.
vessel.
Oh, I
Come.
know what the other one was. It was at the the London Bridge experience. It was
Yeah.
like I think there was a museum bit, and then it was like one of those like a scare attraction where people jump out at you and stuff, and all these different rooms. We did one there, and I had to kind of sit in one of the rooms, and it was all these creepy dolls. But I love creepy dolls, so it was, less
You
creepy.
had to
I think
fake your
I'm
scares.
more worried about like if the lights were on, I'll see all the spiders, Like I'm like I can deal with this in the dark, and I can't actually see spiders. I'm more worried about them than I am the ghosts.
Yeah. So real stuff like creepy
Yeah.
crawlies. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like I'm a
makes
terrible
sense.
scream queen. I'm scared of like most things. I'm okay with snakes and snakes, rats, reptiles.
I've got
I'm fine with.
rats. I've got pet
I like
rats.
rats. I like
They're
rats.
really cute. I don't know what people's problem is.
They're
They're
just
like
like
super,
hamsters with longer tails, and they're cleverer.
yeah, they've got cute
So,
little Dumbo ears and
how do
yeah.
you do with cats and rats? Because I feel like my cats would eat them.
I have one little cat called Mimi, and she's a bit like ditzy.
Oh,
And I don't know. I mean, she's not shown any interest
not
in the
bothered.
rats or the fish. She'll sort of look at them. I just keep them apart. And when the
Yeah,
rats come out for a run around, just make sure Mimi's not
keep
around.
her.
But
My
I mean,
cat's an
the
indoor
rats are
cat.
pretty big. They're almost as big
That's
as Mimi.
true. I mean, mine have never caught anything major because they're indoor cats. But they do like they go mad if there's a fly or anything. So they've got that kind of like, murderous tendency. Although the other day there I was in the loo, sat on it, and the cat it was in the dark and I left the door open because they like to come in, right? Cats, they like
Yeah,
don't get any privacy.
mine sits on my lap.
Yeah, well, the
As soon
boy
as
one was like sort of pouncing in the corner, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Turn the light on, massive ninja spider. So he grabs it and runs to the living room. I kind of chase him, like I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I need to get the Hoover, but he's scared of the Hoover. And then he grabs it, runs into my bedroom, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing." So I get the Hoover, and then he like legs it under my dressing table. So I kind of see this spider, but it's all kind of crunched up. So I don't know if he killed it or not.
ew.
So by the time I turn the Hoover on, the spider's not there. So I don't know whether the cat ate it or whether it's now living under my bed, but it's terrifying either
You
way.
don't want to find out,
I don't
really.
want to find out. I don't want it to like grow. But when I had them, when I first got them, I'd had them 2 days and they were like the tiniest, little balls of fluff. And there was one near the bathroom then, and I went to like whack it and it got under a crack. And then the next morning I woke up, went to go to the bathroom, and they'd obviously found it and they'd beheaded it and its legs and everything were
Ew.
separate. So I was really proud of them. Like I want them to catch spiders and keep me
Sounds
safe.
like you have quite a few spiders up north.
I
I
don't,
think
it's
you're having
not that
spiders
bad.
coming into your house.
Yeah, no, I spider season, isn't it? And I've only had like one this year, and that was like one,
Okay,
two last year maybe. But I
that's not
think
too bad.
I'm like I was in London for 16 years, and I might have had two spiders in the whole time because I lived
Yeah.
quite high up. I was like fourth story of a building or fourth floor, but each of the flats were like upstairs and downstairs, so it was really like an eighth floor. So I didn't really get up there. But
No.
yeah,
So you're safe.
living away from London, it's scarier.
Yeah, if you're rural. Got
Yeah.
all sorts of
It
creatures,
is. Well, I grew up in the
wolves.
countryside though. Yeah, wolves. I'm not scared of wolves. I'm
It's
fine with
fine.
wolves. I'm fine with foxes, badgers, everything, but just not bugs. I don't like creepy crawlies. It's because they scuttle, you
Mm,
know. I'm not a fan.
yes.
I'm not a
Oh,
fan. So how did you start out in the industry? Because you've done so much. I know like you do film journalism, you've presented, but you presented like a massive wide range of topics as well, from computer games, and obviously you kind of then ended up kind of trailing towards horror. So how did it all
yeah.
begin?
Okay, so I guess in terms of horror, at least, I was a fan anyway, because of my older brother. So my brother's 5 years older than me. So I just remember uh, he would have been, oh, I don't know, 15, 16. So I was like 10, 11,
Mm,
12, that sort of age. And it was the 80s at that time. So he was getting dodgy videos out all the time,
mm,
dodgy VHSs, with these fantastic sort of video nasty covers. So I've got really good memories of that. So I was a horror fan really young, like a genuine one.
mm,
And then anyway, I guess as I grew up, I didn't have that much direction. I didn't do any drama training. I never did drama even in school, so I didn't really see myself as an actor
mm.
at all. And I went to Goldsmiths to study media and film, thinking, oh, maybe I'll become a producer or work in TV, like in live TV, something kind of. I knew I wanted to do something in TV that was fun
Yeah.
and And then my brother got me into this film called Pervarella. So that was the first thing I did was this crazy 60s-ish sort of film called Pervarella,
That sounds
which
really
is a
fun
bit.
though.
It was, yeah. But that was my first sort of like, because that was, well, just topless work really.
Yeah.
Um, but it wasn't like tacky. It was basically like a sort of 60s type film.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
very
like,
Barbarella,
mhm.
Carry On, Hammer Horror, that kind
Mm.
of
And it's so
movie.
different when you're on set to when you're watching something like that anyway, because people watching it might think it's like, it's that's like the, I don't know, atmosphere on set. But when you're on set, it's still very like cameras, like everyone's got their job,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know about you. At the time, I know I'd probably be a lot more careful now, but at the time, I was
Mm.
just like, yeah, I don't really care what I do.
You know what?
It
Things weren't
was
all over the
very
internet then, though,
open-minded.
were they? You didn't have like, everything we do now is on the internet and then it's going to be there forever. That wasn't really the case then. Like,
No, I
so a
just
lot
felt
of,
like I was having a laugh
yeah.
every day we went to set was just like this bizarre bonkers adventure. But so anyway, I did Peverella, and then I continued my doing my degree, and then what happened? Then I finished my degree, and I just tried to get work experience at this very weird TV station called Live TV, where a lot of people kind of cut their teeth and
Mm.
learnt the whole presenter game. And they got me in for a screen test instead of like working for free as a runner or something. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I'll do a screen test. And I got the job, and it was called Blue Review. And it
Nice.
was, yeah, it was me and this guy reviewing uh, blue movies,
Ah.
softcore. Yeah, so people like Lindsay Dawn McKenzie. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if you know that name. She was often like
Yeah,
doing
like
these.
I obviously model for the sport, so I know Lindsay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you might have been in one of the videos.
I
I don't
wasn't in
know.
one of the videos, but I've like I know her from, years
Other
ago.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah, and then someone from Bits saw that and asked me to do Bits which was the computer game thing. So yeah,
Mm.
it's not all been horror, but the director of Peverella, Alex, then asked me to do Cradle of Fear, and that was a relatively serious horror
Mm.
film. So as you know, and I still do often have that kind of imposter syndrome a little bit because I didn't do drama school or presenter training or anything like
Mm.
that.
I don't think
So
everybody needs to. I think the
yeah,
only reason I went to drama school is because I'd come from the modeling background and I didn't want people to be like, oh, now she thinks she's an actress. Like, so I think for me it was important because I wanted to kind of change direction and I thought I need to kind of show that I've done the work. And
yeah. No, that's
so
good.
it was,
You probably learnt loads.
I did. You learn a lot, but then you kind of throw it all away and do your own thing anyway. I suppose there's bits that are in the back of your mind when you're doing things, but yeah, I mean, I think I kind of ended up doing more through my modeling career and meeting people that have kind of led me
Yeah.
to where I am now. And a lot of my film work has been kind of word of mouth and,
It's all a
so
lot of it is, yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. It
that's
was a
yeah.
weird kind of journey into where I am now, really, I suppose. But I only ended up doing horror because I think of the gore zone stuff, and a couple of the crew were
And you have
making
that
film.
look.
Yeah, but
Or do you love
remember I
horror
was blonde
anyway?
then. Can you
Oh
remember? I
yeah.
was blonde. I was like a little bit Barbie back then. Um, but I think as soon as I dyed my hair back to its kind of natural color, and I've got blue eyes, so it's like the contrast is a bit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
spooky. And so I just played on it. But it was the crew, two of the crew members were making horror films, and they said, oh, do you want to do this role? And that's how I kind of started. And then from that, it was going to like horror festivals and then just meeting people, really. And then
Absolutely.
I kind of I mean, I've always loved horror. And then everyone's really nice in the genre. So I thought, well, I don't really want to work elsewhere because I'm
They
happy
are, aren't they?
here.
They're the nicest people in
Yeah.
this genre. It's like I've never had an issue really. You know, when sometimes every now and then I guess you hear these sort of
Mm,
stories, and every now and then I might be asked things like if someone's being quite serious and they say, oh, were you ever did you ever suffer any kind of sort of Me Too sort of
mm,
situations or Time's Up, those different movements? And I was like, you know what,
yeah.
not in this industry. I have had some bad experiences, but that one was in music when I briefly tried to do a girl band, and there was some sleazy flipping music producers for
Right.
sure. Yeah, and when I was a barmaid.
Yeah. So
So
like
that
in the
is the
normal
times.
world, in the muggle world.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
muggle world. Whereas in this industry, I was like, no, I've never had an issue ever. I don't
No,
think I've
I've always
always
found
had.
everyone's really nice. But then I think as well, like, I think I'm quite a strong character. So I think they prey on people who aren't. So although I think I'm lucky with everyone I've worked with, everyone has been nice, and I've never heard horror stories about any of them. I feel like there's a vibe that I'd give off saying, don't fuck with me,
Don't mess.
basically. Don't, yeah, because I will chop it off.
I
I
will bite. Yeah.
will injure you.
I do bite.
Yes. Yeah, I have fangs. They're real.
Oh, good. Good. Good for you.
So I think you're the same. Like, I think people might be like a little intimidated.
I don't
Do you
know.
know
I
what I
mean,
mean? I think so.
every now and then I remember one of the Fright Fests. I haven't done one for a while, but I used to work every year at Fright Fest
Mm.
because of Horror Channel. So I
Hmm.
was hosting for Horror Channel, but I was at Fright Fest interviewing and things. And then I would often meet some fans. And then I remember this one guy, he's in the industry. And he was like, oh, I've been really nervous about meeting you, but you're actually like really normal and nice. I was like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird when people sort of, I don't know. I'm like, do you people expect me to be some
Yeah.
nasty
And
bitch?
then
I
I
don't
think like you wouldn't get so far either because nobody would ever want to work with you again. Nobody would recommend you if you were
exactly.
horrible. So I feel like
You
they
have
should
to be
think
good to work with as well as all the
exactly.
other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You have
Yeah.
to like turn up, do your job, be
Be a
pleasant, help
pro.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's important on well, low budget is, I've
Mm,
not really I've done a couple of like proper sort of, I don't want to say proper, but sort of, like big budget stuff.
yeah.
And it's completely different. But when you're, yeah, low budget and you've really got to be a team player and yeah,
Yeah.
put up with stuff and maybe be in makeup for 6 hours and then they,
Mm.
waiting to do a scene, they say, oh, we cut
Especially
that
in horror
scene.
with the
And you're like,
makeup because you might be doing a role. I know we're going to talk about your Selkie, but obviously you were in makeup
oh,
for a long time.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got to be quite yeah, quite strong and thick-skinned and
Yeah, definitely.
you can't be much of a diva. And
Mm.
I'm not diva material anyway. It's just not in me
Mm.
to be like that.
So were you actually a gamer? Because you presented on the computer game show.
I mean, that's not why they got me. So the other two girls came from the games industry
Right,
in different ways, and I was there because the producer really loved Prevarella, and
right.
he needed a third presenter, and he
Mm.
thought, well, let's just get someone from presenting who's done presenting before.
Yeah,
So I did have to audition. I had to meet the girls and fit in, and I have to say it was a massive learning curve. And I mean, it was on Channel 4 um, for like 2 years
mm.
on 4 later when Channel 4 was really quite experimental and weird. It was
They
like a
had
sort
all
of
sorts on there.
nighttime slot. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great fun. There's naked Elvis and get stuffed and this, I don't know, all sorts of silly things.
Eurotrash, which you were on.
Oh, I sang on that
Are
with
you sang
Eileen
for Amy?
Daly briefly. That's who
I
I was trying to do a band with ages ago.
Oh,
We
amazing.
did
Well,
a
she's
band
still
called
doing her band.
Jezebel.
I haven't
Yeah.
had her on the show actually. I did ask her, and then it's when we were at Romford, and she was like, "Oh, I'll do it another day when there's not loads of people around." I was like, "Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll
she's
get her
I haven't
on."
seen Eileen for a long time. We used to be quite close. Well, I met
Yeah,
her on Pervarella.
right. I didn't
Um,
realize she was in that.
yeah, she is the not Jungle Queen, Carrera or something,
Right.
Princess Kiara or something.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
Did
So
you
she
meet
was my first
Antoine?
hair.
Did you meet Antoine?
Antoine. Oh, I met Antoine.
Yeah.
No, sorry. It
Mm.
was oh, hang on, which one?
The
Yeah, I did
present.
meet Antoine, the dark-haired one.
Yeah, the Eurotrash presenter.
Yes. Well, because
Yeah.
it was Jean-Paul Gaultier at first. Yeah, no, I was there
Ah.
with Antoine, and he was interviewing Eileen about her vampire films, and she was quite, and she still is. She's quite sort of businesslike, and she's always into self-promotion and
Mhm.
taking opportunities. And she was like, "I'll only do it, darling, if me and my friend can like promote our song and our single, which didn't come
That's
out,
amazing.
called Persuasion." So yeah, I was like, nice one, Eileen. So yeah, we went on the Eurostar, went to Paris. You went the
Yeah.
budget for that must have been massive. So
Yeah.
even though it looks low budget and everything, Eurotrash, apparently it had a massive budget.
Yeah, it will have done. I did a thing. It was a French show that he did afterwards, after Eurotrash, and he came to London. And I don't know how the producers found me, but they said, "Could you like he wants to film with like a group of girls like going out partying in London?" But I couldn't tell you the name of the show. But he came to my flat, and I think I'd only just moved in at the time, and so I still had boxes everywhere. And I had my dog was a puppy, and he was just obsessed with the puppy, and he was just like he came to my flat, and I think we all had pizza. I think he presented it in French, possibly, so none of us had a clue what was going on. And then he was obsessed with the puppy, and then we all went out to a club in London, and that it was just really
That
bizarre.
was the show.
Yeah, because it was all presented in French, so like I had no clue what was going on. I don't
Oh
speak
my,
French.
they didn't have Google Translate then, did they?
No,
Could have been
exactly.
saying anything.
It could have been, but I mean, it was a fun night anyway, and they paid for all the drinks and the cabs and the pizza, so
Ah,
he was very
good
nice.
old days when TV was sort of, yeah, kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now it's all reality, isn't it? Like the only money goes into reality TV,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
it's
even I don't really watch telly.
no,
I'm the same as everyone else. I watch, I guess, stuff on, streaming, Apple TV,
mm,
Netflix. So there's still stuff on TV, but it's not. I don't just channel surf. I don't know who does
yeah,
that. It's
no. Like I'll wait till there's a show that I like, and I will literally binge watch it when
binge.
it's the whole thing. Yeah. So I just binge watched Wednesday, and I was just about to start The House of Guinness, but I put it on yesterday, and I'm not sure if I'm feeling it. I don't know.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a bit of Wednesday because of my daughter's really into all
Mm.
that. We're
I
we're
think it is
waiting for
aimed at the
Stranger
teens, isn't it?
Things.
It's not really
Serious.
aimed at grown-ups, but
Yeah,
I still like it. And I'm still
yeah.
a sucker. Like I'll go out and buy all the merchandise. I was like in Primark buying the Wednesday makeup brushes and the Wednesday cup and stuff. So I am a sucker.
You
And
are a
especially at this
fan.
time of year when it's all Halloween stuff as well. Like I've just been to Aldi and I was like, ooh, peanut butter bat cereal. I don't even eat cereal, but I needed it. I was like, it's
That
Halloweeny. I need
cereal.
it. I'll buy it. I'll
Do they
take
look
it.
like bats?
I
Or is it
haven't
just
opened it yet. I
oh
was there before I did this. I popped out to Aldi, came back, did the litter trays, and then here I am. So
oh the litter
yeah,
trays and
the
Aldi?
glamour. Well, I've got two cats, and one of the cats wasn't well earlier this month or last month. Earlier this month, it's the month's only just begun. So he had to have an operation, and they were like, "We need to get more litter trays to encourage him to like, go to the toilet more." And they said like one per cat plus an extra one. So I've got three litter trays, which then just means more cleaning.
Oh,
So yes, the
fun.
drama. And you ended up doing a big breakfast.
I did, yeah, I did a bit on the Big Breakfast. What was, well, the truth is, there was a time when I was sort of getting really good auditions,
Mm.
but I was never qu I think I was just I was the girl that was never quite good enough. I don't know if it's that sort of feeling that you get. I'm quite glad
Mm.
I'm not kind of solidly doing that anymore because you have to have a really thick skin to deal with it
Yeah,
all.
you do.
But anyway, I did an audition for the Big Breakfast. This was just after Denise Van Elton, and they were auditioning for the next person to like
Mm.
be the anchor, like the to co-host it. Um, and it was a proper audition. They flew me down from bits. I had to go on this bizarre, very fast motorbike to the set.
Oh.
Was it Planet 24? I think it was Planet 24 that did it. Had this huge like studio.
Hmm.
And we did an hour-long version of the show as if it was live, but it obviously
Right.
wasn't live. It's like a chemistry test, and they
Mm.
do those. I mean, I didn't get the actual main gig, obviously, but they sort of kept me on anyway to do what they call like OB stuff, so
Right.
outside broadcast.
Hmm.
So I just did a lot of music festivals for one summer. So it was still really good. I just
Yeah,
wasn't
it's
in
still
the
a really good
house.
job.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, I was like, I don't know why they got me in to do that because I didn't know anything about music apart from basic stuff. It's not like I was a Joe Wiley kind of
Yeah.
specialist in music. So I'm not sure why they asked me to do it, but so I was off. I was usually shitting it, thinking, "Oh my God, I've got to interview like, I don't know, Fatboy Slim and Stereo MCs and
Yeah.
Faithless, and
And you're like, I
it's
don't even know their stuff.
not really my bag, but anyway, just go for it. Yeah, I would always put myself in situations where I would be quite anxious and nervous,
Mm.
and I'm sort of used to it now.
But they must have seen something they
Yeah.
liked in you. And also they say,
Yeah.
if you could go to 100 auditions and you're lucky to get one, that's what like the numbers are with people going for jobs. So,
Yeah,
to get anything from an audition,
I
even if you
guess
didn't get
so.
the role that you went for, you got something,
But
which is
that's why it's
amazing.
always worth doing it, and it's
Yeah.
always worth making the effort because I think that's happened to me about 3 times actually. I did a really weird show
Mm.
for BBC Three called Swivel on the Tip, and
Right.
it was a pissed. We were presenting. We were all presenters, but we were presenting in character,
Right.
a bit like Ali G or someone.
Hmm.
So you're acting, but you're presenting acting. And I went for the main presenter role on that, and they said, "Oh, you're not quite right for this, but we want you to be." It was a really good character. I loved it, called Pussycat Gethsemane, and she had the best. She was very gothic and very bitchy, and yeah,
Mm.
I really liked being
That's a
her. So
fun
yeah, it's
character to
always
play.
worth doing it and doing it as good as you can because you
Yeah.
never know what it's going to lead to. Because if they like you, they keep you in mind for other stuff.
Exactly. And the thing is, you might not be right for what they have in mind for one role, but they'll come
Mm.
up with something else in the future or write something for you, which is always nice.
Yeah, I
I
guess
love
that's the
that when someone
ultimate.
comes to you and they say, I've written this with you in mind. And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's the ultimate
yeah, it's nice."
compliment,
And
I
you're like,
guess,
oh,
isn't
that's
it?
easy. No auditions.
Yeah, fuck the auditions. I don't do
Yeah.
auditions anymore.
Do you know, I haven't done one for ages and I've just signed up to a new agent, so now I may have to. Like, I think I'd got into this comfort zone when I was in London with like the independent film industry, and every time I went to a horror film festival, people would ask you to do roles, and I was like, well, this is easy. And now I may have to step outside that comfort zone again. So, although I
Yeah,
prefer
see if
these
you get
days
on.
where it's video auditions, I actually prefer that because I
Oh,
don't think
yeah,
I know some people don't, but I think I prefer to, I think because I'm used to being on camera. So video audition, it's like it just feels like,
to
normal.
self-tape.
Yeah, self-tape.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really in the industry anymore, as I said. But because I know a lot of people who do all that self-taping, and
Yeah.
I've done a couple. Um, but I don't know if it's the same because I think it's easier because
Yeah,
like if
I
I'm
think it's
on
easier.
my own, I can like really, I can get myself to do all sorts of
Yeah.
things.
And if it
Um,
goes wrong, you can tape it again, which is why I don't do
yeah,
theatre and it's why I do film as an actor. Like I think theatre's terrifying because if it goes wrong, you've got to kind of fix it. Whereas if you're in film, you'll get another take. And I think that's the same with the self-tapes. I'm happy doing a self-tape, but I hate being in the room auditioning.
yeah, it's
But
awkward.
on the other hand, there's a lot of actors say, yeah, but then the producers or the director can't work with you. They can't say, oh, can you do it this way? Or can you do it, a little bit different and try
Yeah.
and get something out of
It's
you.
it's
Don't
I
have
know
that.
it's another one of those sort of byproducts of
Mm,
COVID that have
mm,
stayed, but that's I guess that's well, it's not the only reason it came about
yeah.
because I think I did a self-tape once for something in America, but it's now just become this convenient. It's obviously cheaper,
Yeah, they don't
it's
have to
much
hire
cheaper.
a room to get everybody and they
Yeah,
don't have to travel everybody. So it's much
yeah, just to do
easier.
some casting.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we
that's the
are
way
out
it
of time
goes.
for part
We're
one.
nearly out.
We have
Yeah.
chatted for a full half an hour. So have a quick 10-minute break and I will send you a fresh
Send
link.
me another link. See you there.
Welcome back to the Screen Princess podcast. Where were we? I actually timed that really well. And this is the second podcast in a row where in the break the doorbell's rung and it's a delivery. So I've come back all
Sweet.
out of breath because I had to run down the stairs, then I have to chase the cat up the stairs so it doesn't run out of the door, and then run back down the stairs, open the door. So I actually ordered myself for my Halloween present to myself, the set of Universal Monster Care Bears.
Oh my God, Care Bears are still going.
Yes. Yeah,
Whoa.
Care Bears are still going, but the new Care Bears look a bit different. They've got like different face. They're not like our Care Bears. They're not like, the 80s Care Bears. But I think it was either last year or the year before, because I'd seen them in HMV. They did a collab with Universal Monsters. So there's like the pink one, she's got the Bride of Frankenstein wig, and then the green one, he's Frankenstein. They've got the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, and Dracula.
Oh,
And so
wow.
I decided I was having them today, so I ordered them all this morning, and some of them have already arrived.
I don't do that. Maybe I should do like, yeah, Halloween treat to myself. To
Yeah, I do.
myself.
Like I made it a whole big thing. Like we do Halloween presents. So I've
Oh,
done years with my girlfriends where we'd have a little party and we'd do Secret Satan. So like, you pick the name out of the hat and you have to buy something for each other.
but something sort of on the darker side, I
Yeah,
heard.
well, no, well, actually, the year we did it, she bought me a cushion with my dog on. So,
Okay.
so it wasn't really that dark. It was kind of cute. In fact, it's here. So my dog's not with us anymore, but we'd gone on a trip. We'd gone away for my birthday and we went to the South Coast. We bought the dog this dog ice cream, and she ate all of the ice cream and then she had brain freeze. So this was the question.
Oh, oh dear. Frozen doggy.
Yeah, she had brain freeze. So yeah, so it wasn't that dark. But last year I did like presents here with him, and I think I bought him a Universal Monsters pop vinyl board game that we have not opened and we have not played.
Oh
And
dear.
I can't remember what he bought me. Oh, I think he bought me a dress. I think he bought me like a Beetlejuice dress.
Well, that's
So
always quite
yeah,
handy. It's
yeah.
funny, isn't it, how like horror merchandise. I mean, I know we've always had merchandise, since Star Wars and stuff,
Mm,
but like horror plushies and things like that are
yeah,
really massive now. Like the horror
yeah.
industry has, in terms of, well, I think it's probably because they make more money possibly from the merch than the actual film.
I think that's
But
the
yeah,
whole film industry, though. I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, and we were like, when you bring out like a remake or, which is unnecessary for the most part, but people are going to go and see it. Like, so I went to see or the new Jurassic Park film with Scarlett
mm,
Johansson, and it
yes.
was, I don't know if have you seen it?
No, I was
Oh,
going to, but I was only going to
oh,
do it in four. There's a cinema around here that does, I think it's called 4D, where you like get
yeah,
water and air and wind on
yeah,
you. And
yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
oh, that might be fun.
Well, I went to see it and I was
But
like, this is
shit.
crap. You don't care about any of the characters, but they know it's going to be a box office hit because you don't know that it's going to be crap. So you're going to buy a ticket to go and see the film at the cinema. So they don't care if it's crap because they've made their money because
It's a
everyone's got to see it.
guarantee. Yeah,
But
it's the
yeah,
name.
it was bad. And that's like the case with, a lot of remakes really, or kind of sequels that are unnecessary, but they
So
just
unnecessary. You know what, one of the most unnecessary ones, apart from the Wicker Man with flipping. I mean, I actually really like Nick Cage, but I haven't even seen the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man because it
mm,
would be like
you
cheating
don't need, yeah, it's pointless.
on the original. But I've just seen on Netflix, I think. As we're a bit off topic here, but they've remade Interview with a Vampire by
But it's a
Neil
TV series,
Jordan.
isn't it?
Oh, is it? Maybe it's a TV series. It
Mhm.
looks awful. I thought it was
I
a
haven't seen
comedy.
it.
I
My
thought it
friend
was,
said
no,
it
I
was
haven't
good.
seen it. I've
My
just
friend
seen the
said it was good, but
cover.
it's a TV series and it's different. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
not
okay.
like a complete remake.
But
So,
why? I mean, I can see how Wednesday might work
mm,
because it's a spin-off character.
mhm.
Like there's spin-off
I
shows,
think
aren't
it's
there? I
along
think,
those lines, though. I do think it is. I don't think it's like a, I mean, I don't know because I haven't seen it. I don't think it
yeah.
would be. So,
Yeah, it's just weird, but you're right. It's but there are, people are like, oh, there's no more good ideas out there. And I've not seen
yeah.
this either, but Weapons is meant to be really good.
Yeah, I haven't
The
seen it
new film.
either. I didn't get around to
No,
seeing it.
I've just got a little home cinema set up in my back in this room. So it's like a proper projector, really good projector, big
Yeah,
sound bar.
I love that.
So we're going to save Weapons. We're going to watch it this
Yeah.
Saturday, me and my fella,
Oh.
um, on the big screen, but in our lounge.
Yeah, I did want to see it, and then I think I felt like there was loads of horror coming out all at the same time. So I think we
Mm,
went to see the 28 years later, and then we went to
years
see I Know
later.
What You Did Last Summer, which was a remake, and it was unnecessary, but I still liked it. It's got like that teenage girl in me kind of came out because that was like that was the era, the 90s, late 90s that kind of got me into loving horror. So any
Yeah,
of those like 90s glossy slashers are like
Scream and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
exactly. So I
yeah.
kind of loved it. It didn't really need to happen,
That's all
but
right. You're allowed
you
to
know,
to love it.
I
And
feel like
if
it
it's
wasn't a
done well.
remake because it had some of the original cast. It was basically the same story. It was definitely a reboot, and it was like, yes, they did something last summer, and it comes back to bite them. But it had a nice little twist, and I kind of thought like they've made it for the fans of the old movie. They haven't made it
Okay.
really. They've made it for
Yeah.
the new generation, but also they've made it for the fans of the old movies. That I kind of appreciated that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair
Yeah.
enough. Yeah.
So how did you end up working for the Horror Channel? Because obviously we talked about your other presenting, and then how did you end up on
Yeah.
the Horror Channel?
I was just, I think I was just really ballsy with the Horror Channel. I think I remember them coming about. It
Mm,
used to be called Zone Horror because it
right.
had Zone Reality, Zone Horror, Zone Action or something. And they did actually have these big open auditions. They wanted to get all sorts of girls in and to audition for the sort of horror host
Hmm.
role. Um, and I went along, but I wasn't auditioning. I don't know why I was there. I think I just knew loads of people who were going there. Um, and then I don't know what happened with they had someone doing links, and then that all kind of went wrong. And
Hmm.
then I just emailed them over and over and over. I literally kind of pitched myself to them, and I
Mm,
don't normally do that because I don't usually have that kind of confidence. But I
right.
did. I wrote to them and I said, "Look, I'm not being funny, but I do know my stuff. Like I'm a good package. I can write, I'll present, I can do a little bit of everything if that's
Mhm.
what you need." And they actually wrote back and said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we'd like to get you in. We know about all your stuff."
I
But
love
they just
that.
yeah, they said at the time there's not a proper presenting role. However, would you be interested in continuity announcing, which is just, at the end of a show or the beginning of a show,
Mm.
you're like, and don't go away because coming up next and blah blah blah, and you put
Yeah.
on your voiceover voice. And mine's gone really crap now. Now I'm trying to demonstrate my voiceover voice. So I went in for continuity to begin with, and then they started doing Fright Fest, and then they
Mhm.
started doing in Vision Links, so introducing
Yeah.
the premieres at the weekend. So it was pretty easy, really. It was one day a month filming and one day a month on voiceover duties. But
Mhm.
in between that, I did all the writing as well. So
Yeah.
I wrote everything
Yeah,
I
so
said
that's
I
it. So you
wanted.
weren't just a presenter, you were actually writing the content. So, and
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah, they
obviously
didn't have anyone else doing
your
it.
film background
um,
and your degree obviously came in handy then. So you've actually used yours
I
in your
guess
work because most people do a
so.
degree and then
Although
it's like they do something different.
yeah, my degree, I did a degree in film in media at Goldsmiths, I think, as I
Mm,
mentioned. But yeah, they didn't have any script writing or anything. It was more
right.
like radio and
Yeah.
video. It's really like old fashioned.
Wow.
Um, but
It's
yeah,
duct
it's
tape.
quite good if you write your own links
Yeah.
because that you remember it better as well. So
Mm.
you sort of and you write for your own
Did you have to
personality.
memorize it or did you auto cue?
No, I had to memorize it all. They didn't have autocue at all. I think towards the very end they
Yeah.
had auto because this was when I got the job it was 2007 or something. So as technology so I was there for 15 years and just in those 15 years technology changed and you could start
Mm,
doing autocue on your iPad. But when I was starting out years and years ago, like with live TV I did in oh God, 1998.
mm,
No, not 1999. And that was like big studio cameras on like
yeah.
dollies with the, proper auto cue you like see on
Yeah.
the news. But though that sort of kit is proper expensive. Yeah,
Yeah. And now it's
Horror
all
Channel
small
didn't have
again. Now
that.
everything's kind of shrunk again because you like big cameras take up big space and they don't kind of need
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Everything's small. It's weird, isn't it, though? Because even though cameras were really bulky back
Mm,
then, and probably a nightmare for the cameramen, but I actually quite liked it because whenever I was filming, I was often filming in Leicester Square,
mm.
because I did a year on this other channel. It was a bit of a weird name called Eat Cinema. Don't know why it's
Right.
called Eat. It's
I have that
stupid,
written
really.
down. It's on my list
Oh
after
no, really?
something.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a weird channel run by whoever owns all the cinema chat
Right.
chains. So it's
Hmm.
just a promotional vehicle, really, like what films are coming out, where they can see it.
Mm,
So boring channel, but really fun job. And so when we were in Leicester Square, it was quite good not just having a little phone, which is what they have now,
mm.
because everyone knew you were filming. And so
Yeah.
you sort of felt like you were on a proper film,
Hmm.
with a proper TV crew.
Yeah.
Whereas now everyone's just doing it on these like,
Yeah.
I guess the good side of that though is that you can get away with quite a lot.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
now it's become more accessible though for everybody, hasn't it? Which is good in a way because everybody can kind of create their own content.
yeah,
But in the same way, it's like you then have to learn to do everything. So to create your own
yes,
content, you need to like if you're filming it, you need to learn to edit it and you need to learn to like do your lighting. Whereas it used to be a lot more people doing everything, and now I mean it's good and bad because obviously it's bad
it's
because
good and bad.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's like a lot of people
it's
don't have jobs now because they're not needed. But at the same time, it's good that people don't have to, if you've got an idea, you can almost
you
put it
can
off
get
on
out there
hold.
and you can roll with it. And I guess
Mm,
software, there's so much good software now as well,
mm.
isn't there?
Yeah. Can you
Um,
imagine if like back then you told yourself, do you know what, in, however many years you're going to be doing all of this by yourself? You'll somehow work out how to do it. Because now I
somehow,
feel like I was editing something a couple of days ago. Like I had this idea for the whole month to do my kind of spooky season watch list. And I thought, oh, I'll film it and then I'll edit it. And it got to the last day of September. And I was like, right, well, today I have to film this and edit it. And then somehow I did it. And I thought, God, I never would have thought I would ever
yeah.
know how to do
Oh,
that.
well
You just work it
done.
out, don't you? Like,
Yeah, but I don't know if you feel like this, but I sometimes it's really nice having the autonomy, but sometimes it's just everything's up to you. It's really nice when you can collaborate with
yeah.
someone as well, and you can sort
I
of,
think creatively, ideas, if you've got somebody you work with, you can bounce ideas and come up with more ideas, whereas on your own, it's just what's in your
yeah.
head.
I mean, as you like doing a podcast is no small feat. I mean, I know,
Mm.
um, as we both know, it's quite, lots of people do them. I did one
Mm.
in lockdown because everyone did one in lockdown, I think.
I just
But
drank wine in
I only
lockdown.
recorded 6 of them
Did
because I was like,
you?
oh my God, this is so much work.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want to work. It's just that I found it hard. I was like, so there's the producing, the researching, getting your
Mm.
like who can I interview, setting up a time that's convenient for both of you, and then you do the actual recording, and then there's all the post production and
Yeah.
doing social media. I guess once you get it up and running,
Hmm.
it's easier. But at
Yeah. I mean,
first,
I
it's
only
like,
started this because I was like, I'd moved to the Northeast and I had a lot more free time on my hands than I had before. So I thought, what can I do? And I'd been like, I never used to listen to podcasts. And then I started listening to podcasts in the gym, and I was like, oh, I feel like I could do a horror one. I mean,
yeah,
all the people I know, I can get them on, we can have chats. And it's also because I'm up here, everyone I know is far away. And it's like I can have an hour of chatting to people that I know. So that's nice. I can, and I do feel like people have got really interesting stories. So that's how I
yeah,
ended up doing it. It was just literally because I was like, I need something to do.
I could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need something
I
to do,
think
and I'm
it's
going
a
to work
good.
out how to do it.
It's a good medium and it's really
Mm,
nice training in stuff and because it's quite empowering, isn't it?
mm.
If you're like, oh, I can edit. Maybe not, genius,
Yeah, of course.
Oscar-winning
Yeah.
editing, but but you can sort of do it. So it's quite empowering, I think, to be able to do that. And yeah, you're right. You've obviously got contacts and
Yeah.
so yeah, you can just end up doing stuff yourself. Why not?
Yeah. So how did
Why
you
not?
then go? Obviously, you've done Pervarella, and then you'd kind of gone and done a lot of presenting. So when did you kind of get back into films?
It's weird. It's sort of been a bit sort of like a seesaw. And people sometimes ask me, like, how have you like sort of carved this out? And I was like, I didn't carve shit.
Yeah.
I have not carved anything.
It
It's
just
pure,
happened. Mm,
yeah, sort of circumstances and accident and
mm,
luck all mixed together. But I did, it was Pervarella, hi Finn, and then Cradle of Fear, because it was the same director.
right.
Um, and then, oh gosh, then what? Then what? Then what? Then I was doing Bits, and then after Bits, I did 2 more TV shows called Out There on Channel 5 and Shock Movie
Mm.
Massacre. So my son's just come in the room. So you got cats popping in. I've got my
Well,
son.
my boyfriend's just come home as well, and I was going to just grab him.
You can grab
Kyle,
him.
Kyle, to top up my drink.
You
Kyle, oh, he's gone.
can you have pudding? Yeah. Do you what pud? Sorry,
It's all right.
I'll be go and get one. We're timing this, Finn. You have to on top of the fridge, I think. Yeah, sorry. And then where were we? I ended up working with Jake West on Evil Aliens.
Yes, I've asked Jake to come on the show, and he was going to come on because they were doing like a re-release or something, like a remastered re-release, and it's been
Yeah.
pushed back. So I'm waiting for, nearer the time.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
has been busy because he
Yeah,
edits. He's a
yeah,
professional editor as well, and he's got
yeah.
his own film label, Nucleus.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I guess he's busy with that. But he brought out Razor Blade Smile with the
Yeah.
lovely Eileen Daly in it.
That's
He's
the
been
one
doing,
is being re-released.
yeah, so he's been on the press
Yeah.
like
Maybe I'll get
festival.
him and Eileen at the same time then and make it
That
like
would
a
be, oh, people would love that,
it'd
wouldn't
be
they?
bonkers, but
They are bonkers. They're both bonkers. They're both like, and
I'd
Jake's
probably
still like a
need
little child
I
in a
would need
horror
a drink
treat
for
shop.
that one.
Oh God, yeah, yeah, yes.
But in fact, I don't think I've ever seen either of them when I don't have a drink in my hand. So
No, well, that's the thing. I mean, gosh, when I've been at, I don't know, conventions and
yeah.
festivals, I've been working, so I've
Mm.
been relatively good. I mean, I am a drinker, I like to drink. But yeah, conventions
Yeah.
and stuff, it's during the day. And then you've got all these crazy people coming up to you going, have a beer. And
Yeah,
because they're
that's it,
all,
isn't it? That's when it gets dangerous. So
yeah,
I
they're
try
all
not to like I
partying.
didn't drink at Dartfest, I don't think, and I try and be good when I'm working. But like at some of the like at conventions, I'm good. Like I won't drink at conventions, but at like festivals, film festivals, it's just a party, isn't it? So it always happens.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
think
And
one year I
conventions,
did
you just
dry
got to sit
January
there.
and I stuck to it, and it was like the weirdest horror on sea festival ever because I wasn't
Oh
drinking.
God. I haven't done a convention for ages. I was working for this weird channel. It's not weird, called Nix TV, but they've just changed
Mm.
their branding. They're
I
trying
saw
to
that
do a horror
today to
channel.
like scream something.
Yes,
Mm.
yeah, so they got in touch with me and I did do a bit of work with them at I think it was up in Sheffield.
I was at HorrorCon.
HorrorCon.
Mm.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
It's run by two women, I think, and it's a
Yeah, I
really
did the very first one, and again, it was like really early in my career, so I think it's like 10 or 15 years old now. But it
oh
was
right,
yeah, so I
yeah.
did the first one, and they had like Tom Savini,
Yeah,
um,
they get really good
Donna
guests.
Hampson was there, Ken
Yes,
Foy, so they had incredible guests, and
they
I
do
was
get
like
good
on the
guests.
end, and I'd done like two films or something, two independent films no one's heard of, and then they no, it was amazing
But
guests.
isn't it funny, like convention world?
Yeah,
It is just odd. I did oh fuck knows where I was. I can't remember. Sorry if I'm not allowed to swear.
you're
Um
allowed, it's
I'm a bit of
fine.
a sweary Mary at
You're allowed
times.
to swear, and I'm not
Good.
woke. You can offend people if you want. I don't care.
Well, if you you've got to not be you've got to be quite cool with offense, I think, on any kind
Yeah,
of
I'm
horror
like
show.
I'm.
No, I was literally sat next to, well, you interviewed that lovely chap from Human Centipede, uh,
Lawrence. Yes.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't him.
Oh.
It was one person who said, I think they have a chain of like 100 at some point in number three or something. And it was literally, I was doing a convention. I was sitting next to this girl, and you're like, oh, hi, what do you do? And she's like, I was like number 17 in the chain of the human centipede. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, but you asked to butt to
Yeah.
mouth to
Well, because when
nice.
I first, I'd said the story, I don't know if you've listened to Laura's podcast, but when I interviewed him for Haunted magazine before I'd worked with him or anything, and I'd seen the film, so I found him really creepy because he was,
Oh,
well, in the
he's
role, he's terrifying, but actually he's
he
the
is. Oh God.
nicest guy, and I've worked with
Yeah.
him many a time. In fact, we played brother and sister in something that has not been released yet. But
Mm.
yeah, I've spent a lot of time with him now, and I've worked with him like a
I
fair few
bet he's
times.
lovely.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And yeah, I mean, he's lovely, but
It is, well, exactly. I guess if your first kind of impression of
yeah,
someone is of
yeah. And
that,
I know actors are actors and, they're not their
obviously, yeah.
characters, but when somebody plays a role that well, they're scary. Is he, I don't know if
Yes.
he's in here.
And then it is
Kyle?
odd when you see them.
Still not here. I don't know where he's gone. He came in. I don't know if he went back out.
Well, I worked with only briefly Nicholas Vince, who was,
Right.
and I didn't even know at the time that he was the Chatterer from Hellraiser.
Yes.
Um, I mean, it doesn't really matter because with the Chatterer, it's all makeup
Yeah.
anyway in Hellraiser. In Hellraiser is amazing makeup, but then yeah, you meet the person behind the mask, and I've
Mm,
met and worked with Doug Bradley as well,
mm.
and yeah, of course, they're nothing. They're nothing like the
Yeah.
Cenobites, but for some reason, you sort of think, oh, they might be a bit weird or dark, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, no,
No, no.
just a thespian, just another thespian in leather,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. That was
yeah,
just a costume and that was
it's
just
just a
makeup.
costume. And thank God for the odd costume. I love it when you've got a
Yeah,
fantastic
I
costume.
love wearing something that, where you look nothing like you. So I did a film, it was a vampire film, and I played like a hippie vampire, and I had this pink dreadlocks. And
Oh,
it was like, because
wow.
I was so not like me, it was really
It's
nice because I think
helped.
you can let go and you someone else. Because a lot of the time, and you must get this, because you have a certain look and because somebody's seen you in one role, you'll get booked to play something similar. It's typecasting, isn't it? Like, so I'll get booked to play a similar type of character a lot, and I'm not complaining because I like to be booked. And I mean, that's easy when you play something that's relatively close to you, but it is nice as an actor to be able to do something very, very different.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the challenge, I guess, isn't it?
Mm.
And you're right, when you have got
Heard it
I'm
before.
not saying it makes us actors lazy. It's not about being lazy, but and again, I was talking to Doug about this, about Pinhead. And I was saying, well, how the hell do you become Pinhead? You can't really relate to that. So, where's your reference point for becoming Pinhead? And
I've
he
been
said, because
calling you. Sorry.
that's all
Were you in
right.
the shower? Yeah. Oh, I was going to get a top up. Oh, well, give us 2 seconds. Thank you.
But he said, you just stand in front of the mirror before your scene and you look at yourself and you sort of, you might do some expressions or some mouth movements or some like body movements. And he said, you're like halfway, probably more than
Mm.
halfway there because you're
Yeah.
just working with the makeup and the costume. And that is
Yeah.
kind of the character.
It
And then
makes
you
you
give it
feel,
a
it does make you
voice.
feel like you're somebody else.
Yeah, it's great. Like when the one thing I can relate to that is the snipper, which was Jake West's Doghouse.
Thank
So when I
you.
did Doghouse with Jake West, that was very makeup and costume heavy.
Mm,
It was all makeup and costume really. Um, and that was a really good experience. So I didn't have any dialogue, and
mm.
actors do like to have dialogue, obviously, but
Well,
also
you say
it
that,
made
but
it
it
very
makes life a lot
easy.
easier if you
Yeah.
don't.
It was really easy. I mean, we had rehearsals and we even
Mm,
had zombie boot camp. We had zombie boot camp
that's
training.
amazing.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Mm,
They did they made a lot of effort for that film.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a film over in the States, and it was like my character had been zapped out of a comic book. So obviously in a comic book, all of your speech is in speech bubbles. So I just had to basically
Oh,
go, and then the speech bubble would be on screen with my words in it. But then you had to do a lot of kind of facial acting. So I had to have my expressions and things had to kind of put my story across without actually having words. So that was like another completely different, way
that's
of doing things, but
bonkers.
it was so much fun. And I didn't have to learn lines, which was nice.
Yeah, that sounds unusual. I've never heard
Yeah.
of that
It's on
kind of.
Prime. It's called Saturdalia. It's a bit bonkers, but it is fun. Check it out.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Cool, cool, cool.
It is fun. Um, So, Grindhouse, you ended up in a Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez film.
Yeah, it sounds really good when you say it like that. I like it's funny, isn't it? Because people will obviously pick up on, if you've got that next to your
Yeah.
IMDb. I
Well,
mean,
I
I didn't
didn't
meet,
know. I've just done my research today and I was like, oh, I'll
yeah, but I
ask.
wasn't really in grind. So I wish I could say, yeah, I was in Grindhouse. I was involved in it. So basically, Quentin Tarantino wanted to bring back the whole grindhouse kind of experience of the
Mhm.
70s in New York. And back then, you'd often get like a double bill of like trashy kung fu, horror, sex, violence, all of this sort of thing. So he did, what did he do? Death Proof.
Yes.
And I can't say it, Roger
My
Rodriguez
boyfriend
did
loves those movies.
yeah, they're really fun. So the
Yeah.
films are in the style of those 70s grindhouse
Right.
films, but because in America the films did come out as a double bill, they didn't in
Hmm.
England. And what he wanted in between the two films was these fake trailers. And then he got three directors to also produce and direct three fake trailers. And Edgar Wright, who we
Hmm.
all know and love, obviously, from Shaun of the Dead and
Hmm.
Last Night in Soho, he
I
was
love
asked to
that
direct
movie.
one. I love that. I know. Edgar's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he just asked me, Edgar Wright asked me to be in his trailer for a made up film called Don't.
Right.
So that was all it was. I was just in a trailer that's in between the two films,
Still in
I'm
it.
afraid.
You're
Didn't
still in
meet
it.
Tarantino.
But he knows who you are.
I don't, I
I mean,
don't,
he's seen the film, so he'll know who you are.
well, all I do is run. I was supposed to be a sort of Dario Argento girl in a
Right.
white nightie, running down a corridor, kind of, as if it was Suspiria or something. And then Michael Smiley is a man who looks like a wolf, and he just grabs my boob, and that was it, really.
And
That
you're
was
in a werewolf. You're
it.
in a werewolf film, Werewolf Santa. So
Nice
that,
link.
yeah, did you like that? Did you see how I segued there?
Yeah.
That was one of your more recent ones.
Yeah. So Werewolf Santa. So I got involved with the guy, you probably met him, he's always at Fright Fest, called Erel.
Yes.
And he's starting to do quite a lot of
Hmm.
films, and he's from Hastings as well, where I'm from.
Right.
So
Because he's
yeah,
friends
really
with
odd.
Jake. So I think I was introduced to him by Jake because they'd done an anthology together.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
what was that? I can't remember.
I can't remember
Yeah,
what it's
that's
called.
yeah. Jake and Errol know each other really
Mhm.
well, and yeah. So Errol, sorry, was doing. I did the first film I did with him was called They're Outside,
Mhm.
and it was found footage, and we were talking about like acting challenges and all of that. And that was, even though it wasn't a very big film and it wasn't a big budget, I wanted to do it because I thought, well, I've never done found footage before, which is
Mm.
completely different style of
Mhm.
acting. It's very, very, very natural. I mean, a lot of acting style is natural these days, isn't it? It's
Mm.
not like the 80s where everyone's a bit
No.
hammy. But it was really good. It was quite good doing, it was a very different way of filming. It was harder in a way because you have to, with found footage, you have to always justify why someone's holding the camera. And
Yeah.
obviously you don't keep cutting. So when
Mm.
you're doing a scene, you have to like do 10, 12 pages in one go
Mm. Did
without
you
messing up.
improvise a lot rather than have it all scripted?
It was scripted,
I was
but
scripted,
it
so
was,
literally your lines were had to be as they were.
yeah, there was room. There was room for improvising as well, but they did have to script it. You just have to sort of try and do it as if, as if it's real. And after they're outside, we did Werewolf Santa, which does what it says on the tin, really. Santa
Mm.
turns into a werewolf on Christmas Eve, and I play a very uptight mum. So that was yeah, a
Love
bit
that.
different. I don't
No,
get the
it's
the girly roles anymore. I'm starting to get like old witch, old crone.
Do you know, I've written a film, a script
Yay!
that I want to make, and originally I thought I'll play this character, and now I'm like, oh well, I've sat on this for a while. Maybe I'm a bit old now,
Yeah, I'll just be the
but
nan.
we'll
No,
see.
you
We'll
still look
see.
really young.
We'll see. Botox.
Very handy. Yeah.
Very handy. Do you know, we've only got 10 minutes left. I
I
feel like I'm going to
know.
have
I
to bring
know.
you back because I feel like we could chat for ages. And there's like, I haven't asked you any like random questions. This has all been just like careery
Oh,
stuff.
you can fire some random ones if you
Yeah,
like.
no,
I
well,
don't
because I need
mind.
to ask you what's coming up next. Obviously, I haven't touched on the burlesque yet. So very quickly, how did you end up doing that?
I'm not doing it anymore.
Oh, you're
I'm the sort of
not.
person. No, I'm terrible. I just dip into different things, and I'm like, oh, I'm bored
But
now. So
it's fun and it's empowering, and I love that you did it. Like when I saw you like getting into it, I was like, that's so cool.
oh, thank you. Yeah, I came up with Medea Lestrange was my sort of my handle, my
Mm,
burlesque name, Medea Lestrange, and I did sort of dark, edgy, sort of weird stuff, of
yeah,
course,
it's
and it was
super
fun.
fun. I've
Um,
dabbled. I did some training when I was still in London, so it's probably about 10 years ago. And I had an act and I performed a few times, and then but the choreography, like I'm not a choreographer, and I just lost the will to live trying to choreograph.
it's a lot of effort,
Yeah,
burlesque.
like
It's a lot of effort and money.
if someone else choreographed, I would be like, I can dance, but like doing it on myself, I was like, you know, this is why I was a model, where I just have to stand still. I don't have to
Yeah,
come up with
much
this stuff.
easier.
Yeah,
Much easier.
yeah.
So no, the burlesque was really fun. And again, very creative. And again, everything is down to you. The music,
Mm.
the act, the choreography, costume, sewing, filming it. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was great fun. But again, I did it for
yeah.
2 years. And then I was like, right, I need something else. And also one of the reasons I stopped it actually is because I got asked to do a film and I just wanted to throw myself into the film.
Mhm.
And the film was called it was it wasn't 2 years ago, but it was last summer, yeah. And they've just finished the sound mix. It's not out yet.
Mm.
And it's called Electric Meat, and it is a very. The reason I said yes to that one was because it's very unusual. It's almost like early David Lynch. It's all black and white.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
really dark. It's very twisted. There's no
Mm.
dialogue even. It was all physical acting. And I got to play a pervy old landlady. So again,
Amazing.
it wasn't about being all beautiful, it was about
Mm.
being weird. And I loved it. So that was great fun. So yeah, that's
Did you
coming
always
out
think? Because I always thought
soon.
like I'd always want to play like, the kind of roles that we got when we were younger. And I thought, oh, I don't know what I'd want to do like later on. But now I'm like, no, I'm more up for doing stuff where you
Yeah.
have to kind of dig and you have to like it's meaty and
Yeah,
you're not
it's
kind of banking on your looks to get you through.
no, and I mean we all want to, no one wants
We
to
all
look
want to look
awful,
good, but
obviously,
like
but
I think when you're younger, you are comfortable looking good, especially like if you come from a modeling background or if you're used to being on, TV. But now I don't care so much. Now I'd be
yeah.
like, well, it's
And
not about that
it
anymore.
is empowering and and it's
Mm,
liberating. I mean,
mm,
Podger, the character I play is Podger. She's very glammed up, but I said I want to go down that sort of baby Jane route. So she's very glamorous, but she's also grotesque. It's like
right.
that combination
Yeah.
of like beautiful ugly.
Mm,
That's what we wanted to do. So it was just really fun because the director let me just roll with it. He was amazing. I've never
amazing.
worked like this before. He was
Right.
like, "What are your boundaries, Em? What do you want to do? What do you not want to do? How do you see this?" I mean, he would direct me. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't just up to me, but
That would
it
be
was
great, wouldn't it? Just do what you want.
quite collaborative. Yeah, sometimes he'd be like, "Right, we're doing a murder scene, and as long as we hit these beats and this position
Yeah.
and this position, just go for it." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
watching a clip earlier, and I think it was Graham Norton, and it had Renee Zellweger talking about working with Hugh Grant, and he was like, "Is it true he wrote his own stuff?" And she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, they don't mind?" And they're like, "They don't get a choice. It's Hugh Grant. He does what he wants." And I was like, "Oh yeah, good point."
Oh, I'm not surprised. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Well,
And you've got a
I
podcast coming out. I
I'm
see we're
joining
doing a
podcast.
podcast. I can't say the word.
Blah, blah.
You are starting a
Um,
podcast,
I haven't, it's not out yet, to be
right?
honest with you. The reason I want to do this podcast is because, again, just to keep my creative juices going, keep my
Hmm.
creative juices. But also, I've teamed up with another girl, this female film journalist, really, and she's really sweet and she's really nice and she lives around the corner. And
Oh,
I
that's funny.
met her and we even look the same. It's really weird. And it's called Kim and M versus Evil, as in kind of homaging Tucker and Dale
Uh-huh.
versus Evil. And it's about villains. So we're looking at not just horror, largely horror, but we're looking at villains, villainy, and the root of evil in
Ah,
films, but also looking at where the typical villain might have a really good motive, or they might have
mhm.
some really good qualities, or maybe the so-called innocent person is actually the villain underneath it all. And we look at weird films like we did Jaws, because I kind of feel sorry for Jaws. So that was my angle. And then we looked at
Like he's just a
Hellraiser.
shark and he was just being a shark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, are the villains, the
Mm.
people, the hunters, or so we're just
The villains are
looking at
always the
films and
hunters. The villains are always the people. So I'll
yeah,
give you that.
usually. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
I
it's
know
just
it's
trying
not
to
out
take a
yet.
different angle.
So obviously when this podcast goes out, it might not be live yet. But when it is, send the link anyway, and I'll make sure like I promote it for you as well. So
Oh, that's very kind. We're hoping it'll be ready sort of in the run up to Halloween. So,
oh, well, it
yeah.
might be. I'm not sure when this one's going out yet. I'm not sure if this is going to be in 2 weeks or if it's going to be my one just before Halloween. So we'll see.
But I think it's, you're doing really well with it. And
I'm
yeah, I
plodding
take my
on. It's
hat
been
off
a
to
lot. Do you
you.
know what? I've done one a week for the whole year, and I've had one go out every
Wow.
Wednesday, and I haven't failed yet.
That's
To have one go out. So,
amazing.
and it's like, we're in October, so I think I'm going to try and get to at least like 2025 done with one a week, and then I might slow it down a little bit. I'm starting to do other bits and bobs on YouTube, so I think it'll probably be like podcast one week, something else the next week, because it's a lot when you're doing it. And actually it's
Yeah.
like trying to find guests when it's like I've exhausted everybody I know. Now I'm going to start asking strangers to come on, and I'm scared.
Well, that's why sometimes it's good to have a co-host because, like, yeah, when
Yeah.
I did it on my own, it's all about getting a guest in.
Yeah, when you have a co-host, it's just YouTube bouncing off. So
You
there is
can just,
that.
yeah,
I might rope my
yeah.
boyfriend in. He doesn't know yet.
Does he like films?
He knows way more stuff about film than I do. He's really good.
Oh, well, yeah. He could,
He's
you could
really
be
handy.
like the Richard and Judy of the horror world.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
There you go. There's an idea.
Yeah, and he is younger than me, so I think that's the same, isn't it, as Richard and Judy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be funny. Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
we are out of
So have a
time,
lovely
Emily.
Halloween.
Hey?
Have a lovely
Oh, you
Halloween.
too. I know we're out of time. I'm gonna have to bring you back next year. Can I bring you back in 2026? And then I can actually ask you all the like fun stuff. Like we've done like
Yes.
career stuff, so by then all my viewers will know that stuff. But then we can have more drinks and have more gossip, really.
Yeah.